What makes this moment so iconic? It's not just the dinosaurs. For this episode of the Director's Playbook, we're headed to Isla Nublar.
There it is.
Welcome. Oh, sorry, John. That's your line.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
If you're interested in decoding the cinematic DNA of filmmakers like Spielberg, hit subscribe, click the bell, and we'll ship the next video directly to your inbox.
Yes!
Just don't be surprised when it bites.
The most advanced amusement park in the entire world.
One way Spielberg uses blocking and staging is to deal with something filmmakers dread: exposition.
We've made living biological attractions so astounding that they'll capture the imagination of the entire planet.
Exposition is a necessary evil, communicating important backstory.
100 million years ago, there were mosquitoes, just like today. And just like today, they fed on the blood of animals, even dinosaurs.
Take this scene. To keep the scene active, Spielberg gives us a focal point: John. John is trying to convince the others of his plan to shut down the system. It starts wide to establish the scene.
Calculate.
And the camera follows John as he tries to reassure Ellie.
We will never find the command that Ned reused. He's covered his tracks far too well.
Then over to Arnold to highlight their disagreement.
So, shutting down the entire system.
You can get somebody else because I won't do it. I will
Shutting
not.
down the system is the only way to wipe out everything that he did.
And then back to Ellie for another attempt to convince her.
All the systems will then come back on their original startup mode. Correct?
There is nothing but dialogue in the script, and he could have shot this scene with static coverage.
We get the phones back.
But Spielberg manages to include 4 setups in one continuous shot, and the scene becomes much more active and immersive. And that leads to another way Spielberg uses character and camera movement to make us curious. Because he's not cutting, it takes the camera time to find new positions and reveal new information. Like this moment. For 22 seconds, we are left to our imaginations.
I want to go now.
Just look how it eats.
Please.
Bet you never look at birds the same way again.
Yes. Go now.
That extra time allows for anticipation to grow.
Look how much blood.
Dodson!
You shouldn't use my name.
Dodson! Dodson! We've got Dodson here!
Notice how this next scene is written. Not only is it a bit cartoonish, there's no mystery in that moment. Spielberg uses blocking and staging to turn that moment into something more nuanced and mysterious. The bag and Dodson remain our focal point. And a question is born. What's in the bag?
$750. On delivery, 50,000 more for each viable embryo. That's 1.5 million if you get all 15 species off the island.
Oh, I'll get them all.
Remember, viable embryos. They're no use to us if they don't survive.
Oh, great.
How about a shot that's a little more complex, but is still designed to pique our curiosity?
Now she'll never try anything new.
It begins as a simple tracking shot until Alan disappears behind the tree.
That's what I said. You're a nerd.
The camera takes an extra 5 seconds to catch up,
Called a hacker.
and we finally get to see what Alan saw. Let's pretend they just cut straight to the reveal.
I'm a hacker. That's what I said. You're a nerd.
Not quite the same effect, is it? By keeping this moment in a single take, we have a brief moment to allow us to lean in, and anticipate the reveal.
You know what this is? It's a dinosaur egg.
You might not realize that for Jurassic Park's 2-hour runtime, it takes a full hour for this to happen.
Where's the goat?
Sure, there's a lot of science to explain.
There's no unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park.
And how do you know they can't breathe?
We've engineered them that way.
I hate computers.
But during all of that,
Look at the half-moon-shaped bones on the wrist. It's no wonder these guys learn how to fly.
we have plenty of time to establish the characters.
No, seriously.
Which brings us to one of the most important ways Spielberg uses blocking and staging: the characters. Specifically, Dr. Alan Grant and his aversion to children.
I mean, what's so wrong with kids?
Oh, Ellie, look, they're noisy, they're messy, they're expensive.
Now, kids, come away.
Let's see how Spielberg uses a Oner to set up this character dynamic.
I'm going to ride with Dr. Sattler.
I read your book.
That's great.
Do you really think that dinosaurs turn into birds?
The camera pushes in to trap Alan inside the Jeep. And no matter where Alan goes, Tim follows.
It sure don't look like birds to me.
And so does the camera.
I heard that there was this meteor hit the Earth someplace down in Mexico and made this big crater.
Listen,
Tim,
Tim, which car were you planning on?
whichever one you are.
Tim is persistent, and so is the camera.
Then I heard about this thing in Omni, about this meteor making all this heat, and it made...
A traditionally shot and edited version of this scene would lose that connection, and we wouldn't fully grasp Alan's discomfort.
And heat.
She said I should ride with you because it'd be good for you.
The boat is now loading.
And if this shot didn't work, we wouldn't be able to appreciate this moment.
Shh, shh, don't let the monsters come over here.
They're not monsters, Lex. They're just animals, and these are herbivores.
This is actually the longest shot in the entire film, at 79 seconds. It is sweet relief after 20 minutes of this. From a character perspective, Alan finds himself in a moment of reflection.
What are you and Ellie going to do now if you don't have to pick up dinosaur bones anymore?
I don't know, I guess. Guess we'll just have to evolve, too.
Whereas this previous interaction was all about Alan's discomfort around children, Spielberg uses another long take to allow his character's development to fully sink in.
What if the dinosaurs come back while we're all asleep?
Well, I'll stay awake.
In doing so, he can pack a frame and organize his subjects in compelling ways.
They're lethal at 8 months, and I do mean lethal.
He can communicate their relationships.
Kids!
We miss you.
Emotions. Beliefs.
Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
We are right there with his characters, immersed and engaged.
God bless you!
If filmmakers can take anything from Jurassic Park and Spielberg in general, it's the idea that longer takes aren't just options, they are opportunities. Spielberg's shots stay active because the frame is constantly evolving.
Hey, we were saving that!
For today, I guarantee it.
But it's more than just a practical consideration. Take your shot list and combine 2 or 3 setups into one. you'll probably end up with a more interesting scene.
Okay, of course.
Don't be scared. Come on, it's okay. Muldoon tranquilizer forming.
What's the greatest Spielberg Oner of all time? Cast your vote in the comments below.
Are you taking me to David?
For a complete storyboard breakdown of these shots from Jurassic Park, head over to the Studio Binder blog. Check the descriptions for the link. Spielberg obviously cares about the audience experience, and you should too.
Cut, print, great take.
The last thing any filmmaker wants is the audience walking out thinking this.
That is one big pile of shit.
You're right. There's no trace of lilac berries. It's so odd, though.
You will remember to wash your hands before you eat anything.